140 GSM, if you have 250 GSM, but you can't use 150 GSM, 100 GSM for watercolor paintings, because then at that time it is not possible for you to hold. And for paper also, like for example, I'll just give you one example. Like if I'm having one watercolor sheet, okay, like if I am having, this is my 300 GSM paper. So if I have this paper, and if I'm having one printout paper, printout sheet, so you can't, like that sheet won't hold paper for a longer time. But if you are using a very thick paper, like as you can see the thickness of this paper, so it's at this time this paper will hold your water very nicely, and you can do your painting very quick. Okay, so this is very important that GSM is good. So I'll suggest you two brands for this. One is Brewstro brand. This brand is very famous. Like this is the most trustable brand, what I can say, for watercolor materials, in brushes or in watercolors, anything, as you can say. And one is Canson brand. This brand is also very good for watercolors paper. Okay, so you can go, if you are a beginner or you just don't know about watercolors and about paper, you can just go with these two brands at the starting. And you can get it from like any local store or Amazon. Like Amazon is a very good platform to purchase anything, any material. Okay, so this is about watercolor paper. And now I'll just tell you about watercolor brushes. Okay, so what is the main important thing about watercolor brushes is that first, there are two different types of brushes. First is round and flat. Okay, these two types of brushes are there, as you can see here on my screen. I have two different types of brushes. Okay, so this one is round and this one is flat. So we usually need only these two types of brushes when we are doing watercolor paintings. And these are number round brush number 5, and this is 6. So these are bigger brushes. So it's as similar to this, you'll get smaller brushes also. So it depends on the number of the brushes. Like if you want to do any miniature painting or anything like that, at that time you need 0 number brush, 1, 3, 6. Okay, if you want to do any bigger paintings or anything, like any bigger paintings, when you need, at that time you need number 11 number brush, 12 number brush, 10 number brush. Okay, so it always depends on the size of your painting, which type of painting you're doing. And there are only two different types of brushes. One is flat and one is round. Okay, and as you can see here, this one is Brewstro brand. So this is a very, very, very good, like very amazing brushes. They have very good brushes, so you can go with this brand. Or if you are a beginner, then you can go with Doms brand, DOMS. This brand is also very good for any beginner, and they are like cheaper. And like as you can say, if you are a beginner, then you can purchase these brushes also. Okay, so this is about watercolor brushes. And one more thing, like if you are doing any other medium also, like acrylic medium, then don't use your brushes for acrylic colors, because both mediums are totally different. So I would suggest you, if you're doing watercolor paintings or if you're doing poster colors and gouache paintings, at that time put your all brushes for those mediums. And if you're doing acrylic painting, then put your colors, like you can purchase one more new set for acrylic colors. Okay, so this is about brushes. And now I'll come up with watercolors. So for beginners, like as you all know that this class is only for beginners, but it's absolutely fine, like if you know about watercolors. But when you are a beginner, then you can go with these two type of colors. So this is artistic watercolor cakes and this is tube colors. So they are basically the only these two types of colors which are available in market. But then there are so many different brands and very expensive brands also. So these are very like not that much expensive also. And there are 18 shades in this color. So as you can see here, like 18 shades, so it's very easy to use. And you can just have water and brush, and you can just apply color on your paper. So this is very handy also. So I usually suggest my students to purchase this brand, Camel brand, and these colors. But if you have tubes, then you can go with tube colors also. It's absolutely fine. You just have to have one palette with you, and you can just have colors on that palette and use them. Okay, so these are two types of colors. If you have any other brand or anything right now, you can just use them. It's absolutely fine. It's all up to you because this is just a workshop. So don't worry about anything. You can just practice with your own colors. So this is about all the materials. Okay, I'm done with my material. If you guys have any doubt regarding material, you can just ask me and you can grab your all materials right now. Okay, you can just ask in chat box or how to use tube colors. It not that much typical. Like you just have one plate or pellet. Like if you don't have pellet right now, you can have one plate with you, and you can have these colors on your plate. Like I'll just this is tube colors, right? You can just आपको ऐसे ही अपनी जो भी आपका पैलेट है एनीथिंग उसमें आपको जो भी कलर लेना है you can just have those colors. Okay. Okay, so I think किसी को कोई doubt नहीं है. So I'll just tell you two different techniques of watercolors. Okay, so I'm not using a bigger paper for techniques. You can also just have one rough paper with you, or we can just do that practice. There is nothing to select like which you have to use at what time. You can use any medium anytime. It's all up to you and your requirement. आपके पास कौन से colors है at that time. There is nothing main difference in both the mediums. Cakes and tubes both are totally same, like they are same colors, but it's like किसके पास कौन से color है at that point of time. Okay, so it's absolutely fine. आपके पास जो भी है, you can use them. Okay, so first I'll go with first technique, which is wet in wet technique, wet on wet technique. So in this technique, what I'll do, I have my colors, and I'm taking my round brush. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just have water. So you guys have to be with water also, like one jar of water, clean water. So it means your this surface is going to be wet with water first. Okay, so I'll apply water here. Okay, I'll use tube colors. Okay, I'm not using cakes. I'm just doing this cakes. I'm using cake colors for techniques, and then I'll do my painting with tube colors. First of all, for the first technique, I'll take water, and I'm not adding too much water because we have to be very we have to think about it. Like we are not going to add too much water on my paper, and then I'll take one color. So my surface is going to be wet, and my brush is also going to be wet with color. Okay, and now I'll just drop my color on the surface. As you can see how color is spreading on the paper. So why this is happening? Because our surface is already wet, right? We have added water on our surface. So because of that, it's very easy for us to apply color. And if you want, I'll just change my color in between so that you can see some changes also. So now I'll take orange color. I'm just merging two colors, okay? Okay, so in between, I'm just adding orange color. something like this. So when you're using this technique, it's going to be very easy for you to mix and merge your colors. If you like, I have added two colors here. You can add three, four colors also. So if you're doing any galaxy paintings or anything, like any type of any colorful painting, so at that time you can use this technique. So it's going to be very easy for you to merge your colors at one time, because it's very tough to merge watercolors because of this medium, because this medium is totally under control on like waters. So water is a very, very important medium in watercolor painting. So that's why this technique is very, very good. So yeah, we can use this technique in so many other paintings also. Okay, so this is wet on wet technique. Okay, and second technique is going to be wet on dry. So in second technique, my surface is going to be dry. Okay, I'm not going to add any color, any water on my surface. My brush is going to be wet, and I'll take one color on my brush. So the main difference in both the technique is, in first technique, I have added water on my surface. In the second one, I'm not adding water. My surface is going to be dry. Now what I'll do, I'll just gently apply color on the surface. With my same brush, I'm not changing my brush also. So that's why it's very important to have a good quality paper, good watercolor paper, to do a very nice painting, watercolor painting. So it's very important. But for
And
today's class,
which type of paper is best for watercolor?
yeah,
And which type of paper is best for watercolor painting?
yeah, there is one specific paper, watercolor paper. When you
Okay.
search on Google and anywhere, when you write it, then you can have so many brands in watercolor paper, but you just have to see that the paper should be 300 GSM. It's very important to have a 300 GSM paper. Okay, and you can go with any brand, but I'll personally suggest you two brands, Brustro and Canson, and one more brand is Anupam brand. That Anupam brand is Indian brand, and that brand is really very good, and they have a very good textured paper also. So you can go with that brand also. These three brands are very
Thank
good
you.
for watercolor paper. 300 GSM. Okay, so these are two techniques, and now I'll just come up with painting. Okay, so today we are going to paint this sort of mountain. This is something sellout painting. Okay, so we'll basically in this painting we'll understand the background thing. Like in this background, I have merged three colors. So we'll learn how to merge these colors, and then we'll create like one mountain uh, in front of that sky, that night view. Okay, and then we'll make one moon also. So let's quickly start our painting. Okay, so you can have any size of paper, but I'll suggest you to have A5 sheet. Don't try to use a bigger sheet for today's painting. Okay, because if you're a beginner, then it's not very easy for you to understand how to manage color and water at the same time. So if you have smaller paper, then you can just go with that. Okay, and if you guys have masking tape also with you, you can just use that masking tape also to tape down your paper. So I'm using A6 sheet, smaller than A5. So you can go with A5 also. Like I usually suggest my students to use A5 sheet. I'll just quickly tape down my paper and then we'll start our painting. You guys can also just ready your materials, everything with you. And I'm using tube colors. Yeah, I remember. Who is asking me about that? Manpreet? I think so. Manpreet. What is difference between two technique? Where do we apply this? Okay, Amulya, I think. Yeah. Yes, Manpreet. I'll use tube colors. Okay. Amulya, very good question. Very nice. So the main difference in both the technique is that in first one, we apply water on the surface. Okay. So whenever we are doing any these sort of paintings, like today, the painting which we are going to do, I'm using in that technique, our first technique, wet on wet technique. Okay. I'll use that technique in our today's painting. And when we are doing any galaxy paintings or anything where we want some texture in our painting, or where we have to apply 2 3 colors or 3 4 colors in our sky, then we use our wet on wet technique mostly. And if we are doing any like simple sunset painting, or if I would say any smoother surface, if you want any smoother surface with watercolors, at that time we use our second technique, that wet on dry technique, because in second technique we are not adding water on the surface like on our paper. So it's going to be very smoother for us to just apply color on the surface without water on the surface. Like our brush is going to be wet but not the surface. Yes, Madhuri, this is washi tape, and I don't have masking tape right now. That's why I'm using this. You can have masking tape if you have. Okay, Pooja, can we use this tape on regular paper? No, 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 no. Don't try to use these tapes or masking tape on your regular paper. Mostly these tapes works only on watercolor sheets. Okay, Pooja? बिल्कुल आपका पेपर एकदम फट जाएगा. It's
And
definitely
can I
not
use
going to.
ivory sheet or cartridge sheet?
Yeah,
Would
yes.
you
If
say?
you have these two sheets, you can use it. But yeah,
Okay.
okay, no problem. You can use them. Okay, so yeah, I think it's done. Let's start our class. We have to start it quickly. Okay, so as you can see here in this painting, I have added, one is purple color, one is yellow is also going to be here, and one is pink color. Okay, so for today's painting also, we are going to use only these three colors: purple, pink, and yellow color. Okay, so you can have these three colors with you anywhere where you want. And I'm also using these colors. Purple is going to be little darker, then pink is going to be little lighter, and yellow is like a very, very lighter color. Pooja, this is washi tape, but we usually use masking tape for our paintings. The masking tape looks like a very like white, off-white color. Little pink and lemon yellow. I hope सबके पास ये colors होंगे. Yeah, Diksha. I think you're showing me like you're showing me something. Masking tape. Yes. Yes, these are masking tapes. Good. Okay. So in this painting, we are using our first technique, wet and wet technique. wet on wet technique. Okay. So in this technique, what we'll do first, we'll apply water on the surface and then color. Okay, so for this painting, we need round brush. Okay. Okay, Khadija, right? You don't have purple color, so you can just have blue plus pink color. Then you have purple color. Okay. Okay. So first, what I'll do, I'm using my round brush. You can also have your round brush. Just try to use bigger one because it's very good for you at that time. It's absolutely fine, Diksha. If you don't have a round brush, you can use your flat brush also. If you have flat brush, I'm using numbers 5. You can go with 6 number also, 10 number also. Okay, so first, let's start our class. So first, what I'll do, first I'll apply water on my surface. Okay. And we have to apply water very gently. Don't try to like give pressure, any pressure on your brush. Just be very gentle with your brush and cover your paper like step by step from top to bottom or bottom to top. It's like up to you how you're adding. I'm not covering my whole paper because after this I have to make this sort of mountain, right? So I have to be a little like give some space here for black area. So I'm not covering it with any water right now. Okay, so I have added water. Now I'll take purple color first. Okay, so my surface is wet and uh, now quickly add my purple color on my surface. So as you can see how the color is spreading the paper. So this is something sort of very fun thing. And just to make sure to make it a little roundel in shape, like when you're applying color on the surface, to make it a little roundel because we want that in our painting. Then it will look very, very good and very nice.
Ma'am, I am taking Persian blue color in place of purple. Is this okay?
Yes, it's absolutely fine. Like you can just have your colors, whichever you have right now. So it's fine. Just make sure to use the same technique. That's it. If you think that there are so many spots of colors on a paper, then you can just have water and apply water on the surface to merge those colors on your paper. don't add too much water, but a very little amount of water you can add. At the starting, watercolor painting looks little messy, but at the end of the class, they look very amazing. So just trust your process, what you're doing right now. It's absolutely fine. It like if it won't look good at the end, but it's just like you have uh, done practice or anything, and you have just tried it. So just appreciate that. Okay, so I think purple is good for this portion. Now I'll just apply a little water here, and I'll take my pink color. Okay. At this point, I'll just merge my pink color with purple. So the like merging is really very important because we are making one whole painting, one sky painting or anything. So it's like we don't want that division of the colors. We want to merge it so that it look one thing. It's like we have to be very quick with watercolors when we are doing it. Okay, and now I'll take my yellow color because so you can merge your yellow color with pink a little bit because it will create something little orange color. So it will look good in your painting. We have to understand this theory also of how when color merge, what they'll create and which color will be there. So we have to be very knowledgeable in this also, like how colors are merging and what they are creating. Because as you can see, one process is there, darker to lighter. So this is what we needed in our painting. And this portion is going to be for that black portion. So I'm not covering my whole paper with color. Kha- Khadija, right? Akram. Good. You're using normal sheet, normal paper, right? I think so.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Like for like if you are using a normal paper, then it's very nice. I can see three colors in your painting. So that's very important that you have to use that like those colors or at least in different medium, but at least 3 4 colors in this painting. We need that. Okay, now I'll just give it, I have to give 1 minute, just get it dry quickly, and then I'll make mountain. In between, I just want to like if anyone wants to show me, they can just show me the painting quickly. Thami, go Thami. Gautami, I think. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah, very nice. Anuva, you're here. Yeah, I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
मैंने देखी थी in that class. I've seen it painting. It's very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Okay, so you're doing it. Great. And you have to add purple color also, right?
मैम मेरा तो
That
मर्जी ही नहीं हुआ है.
it's fine, no problem. It happens, right? Okay, Nazia. Very nice, Nazia, but I think your paper is not good. I think so. What happened? Can you please just tell me? Okay, very nice, Trisha. Shripon Kothai. Very good. Nice. Okay, Shraddha, very nice. I can see three colors there, and merging is also very good. Anyone else? Yes, Madhuri, you can use poster colors if you don't have watercolors right now. Okay, Diksha. Um, Diksha, your colors. I can't see that merging of the colors, right? I can see a very flat thing. Are you using watercolors? I think because of your brush. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because of your brush. Which number brush are you using? Very good, Neeti. Very beautiful. This is looking so beautiful. Okay, Shruti. Very nice. This is something different, a little different color in your sky, but it is looking very beautiful. But the thing is, now what will happen? Like if you're adding blue color in your sky, na, then your mountain will not be highlighted in your painting. Why? Because your mountain color is black, right? And your sky color is a dark, a very darker color. That's why I am using purple, because with purple my black color will look, will give more highlight. Okay, Pile, very nice. Tritha, very good, very good. Okay, Nazia, uh, don't add too much water now, okay? Because if you'll add water ना, then आपका पेपर और फटने के chances थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. And I can see that there are some. So don't. If you are adding color, then it's fine, but don't add water, okay? Okay, Kajal.
यस
Yes,
मैम.
Kajal.
मैं अच्छे से मर्ज
Uh,
नहीं हो पाया.
थोड़ा सा ना, no problem, no problem. It's fine, it's fine. This is your first time?
यस मैम. फर्स्ट
हाँ,
टाइम
तो
दैट्स व्हाई
it's fine. Like when you're doing it
आई
for the
एम
first
यूजिंग
time,
दिस
na,
फर्स्ट. यस मैम.
you're using flat brush.
दिस इज समथिंग राउंड. लिटिल बिट.
Okay, yeah. This is also one sort of brush, but yeah, ये flat में ही आता है. This is in,
जी ओके मैम.
yeah, in that category. Okay, no problem. It's very nice for the first time. If you're doing it,
यस
it is
मैम.
looking good. Okay, now when we'll make mountain, na, then it will look very good.
ओके मैम.
Okay, Trisha, I've seen your painting. Good. Okay, so I think मैंने almost सबकी देख ली अब. Snehal, yes, I'm watching your painting, but I think You have added a lot of water, or it's just looking shiny to me. I can't understand that. Um, no, I can't understand. You can just unmute yourself, or you can just tell me.
I guess the water quantity is
Yeah, right. Your water quantity is a lot, right, in your painting. Always try to have very less amount of water
gets
in your
dry
painting.
quickly. So I have a habit
Um,
of adding more and more water if it's not spreading.
uh, but uh, but adding a lot of water is also not a solution. You know, then it will then at that time it will create a mess. Okay, Madhulika, very nice, beautiful, good, nice blending. Okay, Harleen, yeah, this is looking nice, very beautiful color combination, and good, nice. Okay, so this is also almost done. So now I'll start with that mounting. Okay, so first what I'll do, I'll just make a quick rough sketch of mountain here. I'll make a line first because this portion is going to be covered with black color. Okay, and now I'll make mountain. Okay, they just look, they are curvy in nature, right? So it's not that complicated. You can just make it with me. Okay, this is going to be a little like that rough sketch of our mountain. Or मैं करती हूँ, then you can just do it with me. Now we need black color, and I'm using my one of my flat brush, number 2. Okay, so you can go with any brush, round, flat brush. It's all up to you. Okay, just this brush के सिर्फ साथ भी आप comfortable हो, you can just use that brush and have black color with you. So this is going to be our final thing in our painting. So just try to add a little thick black color because it's going to be very good if you'll use a thick color. So for that thick color, uh, you can add just a very less amount of water in your painting. Why flat brush this time? Because it will give you that curves and everything very nicely. So it's going to be very easy for you to fill your this mountain. Okay, so I'm done with this, that lower part. Just make it like this, up and down, up and down. To the kind of mountains, they are not flat, right? They have that curvy thing. Now I'll cover my this portion with black color. Okay, so this is how you can create this. And I think I'm done with this mountain. I'm not going to add anything here. I'm just going to add one moon at this portion here with my white color. So when we are adding any element at the top of it in any of our painting, just try to make that color little opaque in nature, because when you'll make it opaque, then it will be like, it will be more visible in your painting. Like in this painting, our black color is very opaque, and now I'll make my white color also in a little opaque nature, because our moon is going to be a little visible. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm done with my painting. It's done. So this is our very basic